May I borrow Mariette? Jessie asks me one day. Borrow her? I ask blankly. She's a person. If you need her to help you with something, just ask her. But she's your maid, Jessie says as she pouts. She is French, isn't she? I was wondering if she would do something with my hair. Or my wardrobe. She's French. She probably knows all the latest fashion in Paris. She's not from Paris, I tell her. But if you want to ask nicely, I'm sure she'll help you with whatever you want. I pause. For the record, though, I do really like your hair. Especially that color. What? Jessie asks as she frowns at me. No, this color is unlucky. It's sinful, lustful. Only witches and criminals and fallen women have red hair. I pause as I stare at her. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. No, but that's what other people think, Jessie insists. Diet doesn't help. I even gave up sweets for a month. Nothing changed. It's still as red as ever. I'm not sure what confuses me more. The fact that she thought what she ate would change her hair color, or the fact that she didn't just use magic. In fact, no one here has said anything about magic, and I decide to just keep my mouth shut. Maybe in English society it was a taboo subject to be discussed, or maybe some of the other girls here were non-magical. If so, I had no desire to accidentally out myself and end up with my memories wiped by doing magic in front of someone from the low world. Your hair seems to mean a lot to you, I offer. The length of my hair is my one unique beauty, she explains. You see, it's something that other girls can't copy, not unless they spend years working at it like I have. It is my task to make myself as beautiful and accomplished as possible so that I can catch the eye of a gentleman. She sighs. It's different for you. You're already married. You will be wealthy. And I will be pretty. I'm pretty sure the two are not mutually exclusive, I tell her. But if you want to talk to Mariette, go for it. Thanks, Tori, she says with a grin, and she bounds off, probably to find Lavinia. One day, Miss Minchin surprises us with a special outing. As the weather is particularly pleasant today, we will be taking carriages to the park for extended riding lessons, she explains. Please dress accordingly. Oh, thank goodness, Jessie says with a sigh. It's been too long. I have never greatly cared for horses, Lavinia says with a dismissive flick of her wrist. It is fashionable, and a lady should at least know the basics, but is simply not comfortable. Do you ride, Tori? I've petted horses before, but I've never ridden one, I offer quietly, dreading what snarky comment Lavinia was going to throw my way next. Well, I'm sure you'll learn. You learn everything, after all. As far as Lavinia's insults went, that wasn't a very good one. I like riding, Ermengarde offers. I wish we could go further than the park, though. It is more pleasant to be on horseback in the countryside. Oh, I agree. It's much lovelier, Jessie chimes in. Imagine being on horseback, galloping across the wild moors, long hair streaming behind you like a warrior queen of old. Riding astride like some hoyden, Lavinia scoffs. Even Boadicea rode in a chariot. I think I should like a chariot, Jessie says dreamily before we all head off to get ready. Horseback riding lessons were fun, and I quickly got the hang of it, but it was more waiting around than anything. Only one of us was permitted on the track at a time, so the rest of us just sat on our horses and watched whosever turn it was gallop a few times around the track before they came back and it was another person's turn. When I get back that night, I'm met with a flurry of letters. I'm not sure why everyone decided to write to me at once, but there were letters from Minnie, Jacob, Virginia, and Bej. I read Bej's last, knowing that his was the one I had to respond to first. For whatever reason, Hieronymous had sent a letter to Bej's parents to tell them what had happened to me. Bej had written me a few times over the summer, but he was busy settling into his new school that was closer to his home and didn't have much time to write. I would have written him myself and told him about my expulsion, but I didn't want him to worry. Still, apparently Bej's parents were holding him partially at fault for the role in Ellen's and my expulsion, and asked him to write to me to see what he could do to make amends. Bej, honestly, it's so good to hear from you. I just want to say that first. I don't blame you for my and Ellen's expulsion. I know you accidentally woke Musette up and set her spirit loose in the school, but you didn't mean to. And I know you helped me with the portal, but that was only because I asked you to. I'm older than you. I should have been the voice of reason, and I'm sorry that you're in trouble with your parents now because of me. The good news is that I still have my magic and my memories. Ellen doesn't, but I still haven't really dealt with that yet. I guess it's easier that I was expelled so quickly because I haven't had time to mourn her like everyone else. It would probably hurt more if I was still at Iris Academy, but it just still doesn't seem real to me yet. I paused for a moment. I have no way of knowing if you would be able to do this, but your parents asked you to reach out to me to try to make amends. There is only one thing I can think of, and that is to find out what happened to Ellen. I won't contact her. I won't reach out to her in any way. I'm just curious as to what they did to her. Did they make her a student in a prestigious college? Is she working in a bookstore somewhere? I don't know if they have people who keep track of that, but it will at least help to give me some closure. Ellen wasn't a bad student. She was just misled, and I just wish that I had done more sooner to help her so that it wouldn't have happened. Even if you don't know, write to me more. I want more happy news. I want to know how your schooling is going. Are you happier being back in your own lands? You can tell me if you are. America does have its upsides, but it also does have a lot of downsides. At least we'll always have our fond memories of Hawaii to look back on. And cheeseburgers. Tori.